Hello and welcome to Northwoods Renaissance. Well, you guys have been farting around with your horses trying to get them to go past the alpacas up the hill without freaking out. My brain trust and I here have been squaring off the AK-47 versus the AR-15 to figure out which one truly has the better accuracy. Alright, from top to bottom in front of us, we have, made in Hawaii, chibi, domestic long hair, featuring sharp teeth and claws. Next, we have an AKM chambered in 7.62x39. That's a barrel by Steyr, and the manufacturer is Arsenal. It's a Bulgarian. And finally, we have AR-15 by AERO Precision out of Washington State, and their barrel is made by their partner company, Precision Advantage, in 5.56. In the future, we're going to discuss each of these formidable weapons individually. However, at present, I'd just like to compare and contrast the results I had from a recent range trip. Alright, today's pointer will be this 50 caliber wine bottle opener. Nice, classy. And for our window dressing on the right, we have a classic steel AK-47 magazine. And on the left, we have the Gen 2 PMag, and that still has the plastic piece where it contacts the mag release, and that has since been replaced in the Gen 3 with a steel. And we have a steel cased Tula 7.62x39. Now I know we used Brown Bear, but I shot all those up. Full disclosure, this right here, as you can see, is triple-aught buck that was shot from a 410 snake charmer, and like many of the things we discussed today, we'll cover that more in depth in the future. That's a fun little shotgun. And then the rest of the group is as follows, featuring a depressing 4.5 inch group, which is pretty bad for 50 yards, I will be the first person to admit. To me, the selling point of the AK-47 when I picked it up was that I knew I could fire a lot of rounds inexpensively, and I was limited to a 100-yard range, so I would be able to test my skills at that range with this cartridge. However, interestingly, if you spend a little more, you get a little bit more. So, removing the steel, cheap Russian stuff from the equation, and you go with a nice American-made American Eagle brass, suddenly your group size goes down to about 2.5 inches, so almost chopped in half at the cost of $1 a round instead of 25 to 33 cents a round. So I thought that was kind of neat, and all the shooting was done with a Aimpoint Patrol. I think it's a 2 MOA red dot, and it was rested and not too windy of a day, so a lot of this is on me, but I think we're, the tangible improvement with the same shooter is pretty telling. And finally, what I'm sure is no surprise to anyone, we have the 223 out of the 5.56 chamber. So we could have tightened that up with a 223 Wild, I guess, or just used 5.56 55 grain, but here you have it. So with the exception of the one flyer over there, we have just a little under a 2-inch group, and if you include that, it's maybe still less than 2 1/4. So there you have it. And since we have the 223 target out, let's give it the correct window dressing, shall we? There's a Gen 3 PMag and a Wolf Gold 223, which supposedly is the equivalent of Taiwanese 5.56. And here's our results. And then again, we have the other, one of the 3 pellets for buckshot from the snake charmer. So in review, we've got the 7.62x39 Russian steel case at 50 yards with a embarrassing 4.5 inch group. If we upgrade to the brass case, we were able to trim it down to 2.5. With our Wolf Gold 223, we were able to shoot a 2 and change inch group at 50 yards. And then, for a little treat, we've got a 2.5 inch federal triple-aught buck, and that's responsible for that. And that, after careful measurement and guesstimation, I found 2 out of the 3 pellets, and that measured for an 11-inch group that we know of. So there you have it. We'll have another quick look at the weapons involved, and then we'll call it a day. AR-15, Wolf Gold 223, advertised muzzle velocity 3250. So look at the AKM with the brown bear, muzzle velocity advertised at 2,400, and the American Eagle advertised at 2,350. Next up, we have the Snake Charmer 410 with the triple-aught buck, 3 pellets. That's with the pistol ammo, advertised at 850 feet per second, 11-inch spread. So, I don't know. We may have gotten some more muzzle velocity out of the longer barrel. Who knows? And finally, Chibi with a muzzle velocity of hairball vomit, according to the internet, 62 feet per second. And obviously, we weren't able to look at a target because anyone who knows how cats work knows that when it comes to puking, you cannot get these guys to go on paper. Thank you to everybody for watching Northwoods Renaissance. If you want to see more military surplus, challenge coins, firearms, range reports, and shenanigans, I encourage you to subscribe. We've got plenty more where this came from.